Hey, I'm here to talk to you about our casement windows and why I'm so excited to offer them and why we specifically picked Stage when it came to manufacturing the windows that we use. Everything is made here right in Toronto, except for the hardware. Now this hardware is phenomenal and it is the piece that sets us apart along with all the other pieces that we'll dive a little bit further into, including the better reinforced frame, the thicker vinyl walls that it comes with, the extra pockets inside of it to add to the insulation of the frame, but more importantly, stop the warping issues that happen. So what most people don't know is that in most cases and most houses that I'm in, a lot less than 10 years old, the big issue that we have is the frames of the windows warping. So not with my windows, because Stage was designed by a structural engineer who took the weak points of the window and make them the strong points, which we'll highlight a little bit later and actually show you the cross section. As far as this window goes though, screen is easy to remove as far as cleaning goes, but functionality wise, to unlock the window, it's a single handle and you hear that click. It's a tamper-proof hinge and there's a built-in knuckle to absorb the impact, but down here on the RotoDrive hardware, which is exclusive to Stage, you hear that click, that's this piece right here locking into place. Now what this piece does is it takes the weight of that window and makes it much lighter and easier to operate, stops it from folding over on you while you're trying to crank the window, but it also will increase the lifespan because it's not the screw or the pin that it pivots on holding all of the extra weight of that window. Super smooth and easy to operate. And it's because inside of here, it's actually meshed gears that you're turning. So instead of it being those little fingers and a spinny wheel like everyone else's hardware has, this offsets and sets itself down. So we're going to open up the full 90 degrees. We're going to take the screen out. And for cleaning purposes, you can clean both sides easily from inside. But notice how it has these lock points. So this lock point right here locks into the side of the window. The taller the window, the more of those lock points that it has. And the reason for that, because it's attached only at the top and the bottom, they know that it's going to be more susceptible to warping, despite the fact that they've structurally engineered it to be stronger. This is almost always the issue that people have, and in new subdivisions, even though the windows are bigger, you notice how they all have eyebrows. It's because they can't do windows as tall as we can, because the hardware is not rated as strong and the frames are not built as strong, and that's always the point of failure. People think it's the locks, the cranks, and the seals. It's almost always the frames of the windows warping. So typically it's this long part, and this will lock it so that it seals tighter and stops it from being able to warp in any capacity. And on the hardware side, when we look at the lock mechanism, it's got the corner drive hardware, which locks lower and higher, but also locks this top center portion in the window so that you get a perfect seal around all sides of the window instead of just one. So that's part of the advantage that comes with this window, but the biggest advantage is the fact that this hardware is rated up to 150 pounds, whereas the Truth hardware is rated to about 95. So when they add the triple glass, which this one is, which makes the window that much heavier, weirdly enough, this one is the nice inside bistro oak finish, but with this, sorry, this one might be the cherry. This one comes down the same way. It's coming with the black hardware. But if we look at this hardware, this is the triple glass. So we added a full piece of hardware, and you can literally turn it with a finger till about here, and then you start to encounter a little bit of resistance. But I always like to show people just how much smoother this hardware is, because by default, it's going to make me upgrade you to the heaviest duty hardware if I need to compensate for that extra weight. So it's the details that you don't know that are going to cost you later, but energy ratings wise, we're 1 point better than most of the industry with this. We're 25 plus points better insulation ratings wise, and we're going to stop more heat from passing into your house and help you save money on the bills with our most efficient window. If we go down here, have a quick look at this one. This one throws off the gimbal, but what this does is this one is a slider window. This is going to eliminate most of the industry from qualifying for Energy Star. Our slider window gets better ratings than other companies' casement windows because of the technology, how the frames are built, and how the glass is done.